One. All right, guys. GM guys. We're live. Let me post the link on our Telegram channel.
GM guys.
Post the link on our Telegram. All right, GM guys. Okay, I just shared the link. Hope everyone is having an amazing day. Yeah, so Space, now what do you think about BTC price action? I think we'll start off today by jumping straight to the charts before we even look at crypto bubble. So let me just pull up BTC charts shortly. Let me just pull it up. Also, there's a short that I'm anticipating. There's a short I'm anticipating. Okay, can you see my screen?
Your screen is not live yet.
GM guys, to all those joining GM. Please feel free to share the link and invite anyone you want to. Yeah, so can you see my screen now?
Yeah, your screen is live.
Okay. There's a short that I'm actually anticipating. There's a short I'm anticipating. This was an amazing short opportunity yesterday night, presented itself yesterday night. An amazing short opportunity for BTC. This is not the chart we were looking at yesterday though. There was a different chart we were looking at. I don't know if I can be able to find that chart, but I know there was a different chart. But yeah, let's proceed with this. So I just have to draw some things back. So BTC is facing a resistance around this level, facing a resistance here. And we've seen about 3 to 4 rejections. We saw one here, saw another one here, we saw another one yesterday night here. And we're approaching Friday. So there are lots of sell-offs around this zone for BTC. And we really need to, this zone is never the major problem if this chart is going to flip. The major zone is here around 79, 80K. That's like the major zone if we're going to flip this downward trend for the month of February. This is the major zone we should be looking at. But so far so good. We've been struggling with this zone for about going to a week now. Friday will make it a week that we've been struggling with this zone. Now, if we lose this level, this is very important. If we lose this level, because right now it looks like we're consolidating within this range, and we're going to break out to either direction, either the upside or the downside. But however, whatever happens, should we lose this level that we're ranging now and we break towards the downside, there's a high chance that this zone would not hold and BTC would be heading towards the mid 50s. So talking about between 52, 53 and like 58, mid 50s, because there's a very high chance that this 59K would not hold. Now people need to be very conscious of that. Pay attention to that, pay attention. Now, why am I saying pay attention? Because if we look at the alts we have here, there are certain alts that will dump lower. There are certain alts that have not recovered. See, LTC is still struggling. There are alts that will dump lower. See, AVAX is still struggling to obviously dump lower. Zcash is trying to recover. There are some that are trying to turn is trying to recover. SEO is still struggling. So SEO would most likely dump lower. BNB is trying to hold up that level. So there are certain alts that will dump lower, while there are some other alts that will present some good short opportunities, like D. D will present some good short opportunities if BTC dumps lower. D will present some good short opportunities because any way you look at it, it's going to dump. It's actually going to dump. Maybe Hyperliquid might, yet maybe it might, if it pumps back like 33, 34, it might present some good short opportunities. To River, expect River to also present some good short opportunities should that happen. Meanwhile, these are River trade from like 2 weeks, about 2 weeks now, or a week. Okay, it's about a week now. It's a River trade, and we know River has been consolidating for a while. It's been consolidating around this zone for a while. Last time we spoke about River, I think we still did yesterday when someone, I think Kennedy, was asking which is better. And we looked at Dash, LTC, River, I think one other coin. So I said that River price action has been extremely volatile, very good, quick to bounce, and all of those stuff. But the most significant stuff is River had corrected from 80 something dollars, and right now it's holding up around 11, 12, 13 dollars, which is something really, really good. So far, so good. The fact that it had dumped from like $90 all the way to this level, it's good. So you can begin to accumulate maybe for short-term swing or long-term. But for long-term, like much, much long-term, you just need to do your research. Even if I didn't advise anyone to like hold most of these odds for too long, if you hold them short-term and you see profits, even if you're planning to hold long-term and you're seeing 100% or 80% profit within 1 week or 2 weeks or a month, and the market is still bearish, by all means, you're supposed to take profit. By all means, this trade is already up almost 1 to 2 because overall this trade is 1 to 4. So it's up almost 1 to 2 already. So these are like some of the things you should be paying attention to. Projects that are still holding very strong, projects that are very volatile. Asta has been doing quite well. I've not taken any trades on this Asta of late again, but it's been doing well. I'm not surprised. I also told you guys too that DEX tokens, pay attention to DEX tokens, privacy coins, pay attention. Maybe I'll look at bounce bits. I'll take some time to look at bounce bits because bounce bits is also a good one. It's been on a downtrend too for a while. Like it has really been on a downtrend for a long period of time. And most likely we should see a breakout sooner or later, but it has really dumped. Although it hasn't crashed to this point yet, where we saw like a huge dump on Friday last week when BTC dropped aggressively. We haven't seen this yet, which is one of the reasons why I won't take it long yet on this. I'll just wait it out. But yeah, I'll pay attention to bounce bit. Now Apex, I was on a trade yesterday on Apex, if you guys recall. I exited that trade based on trailing SL. I exited that trade somewhere around here based on trailing SL, somewhere around here. That's where I exited, almost at 1-to-1, I think, when it was trying to like reverse. So it took me out at around 1-to-1. So now I got into this one this morning, about an hour ago, and immediately started moving. I moved to break even. Right now it has taken me out on break even because I just got into this one this morning, and immediately I jumped and it started moving. I just moved my SL to break even. The reason is this was supposed to be like a continuation trade on a lower time frame. It was supposed to be a continuation trade on a lower time frame, basically. It's supposed to be continuation on lower time frame. But yeah, it has actually taken me out based on break even. So I'm still watching Apex. I'll be looking for a short on Apex. If it gets back to this level, I'll look for another short again on Apex. So whatever you're seeing, like I said yesterday, I'll still maintain the same thing I said yesterday. Whatever BTC is doing right now, your attention should be to squeeze out shots. That should just be your attention until we see like a huge move that takes out this level and sends us all the way to about 80K. Until we see that, whatever BTC is doing, just hunt for shots. That is what you should be hunting for. Now, I'm not saying if BTC goes past this zone, you should start searching for shots around this level. No. There are zones that you don't trade. If you're a scalper, there are zones where you can long after we go above this level. There are zones where you can search for like longs and ride it all the way till we get like this level. You can do that if you're always on the charts and you have time to track those scalping positions, because scalping is not something you just jump in and you let it be. You take your eyes off. You have to pay attention to know when you move your SL to break even, after which you can leave it. You get worst case, it gets back to your break even, to your entry point and breaks even. And best case, it runs all the way to your TP. But right now, the bias still remains the same. Whatever happens, we're expecting to short BTC, whatever happens. For the altcoins, look for alts, the same thing I said yesterday, look for some altcoins that are quick to recover and short them from their resistance zone. Very important. Look for those altcoins. It can be anyone. I have a few that I'm just focusing on. Apex is one of them. And once they get to that resistance level, you just short them all the way back. I've still not taken any trade on Ethereum yet. I haven't taken any trade. This trade, I didn't take it. I'm not taking any trade on Ethereum yet. I'm just still observing it to see how it's going to perform. So far, so good. Yeah, so let's look at we'll look at gold briefly. But before that, now so far so good. What do you think? What do you think so far?
Well, we were having a conversation before we went live, which we agreed that personally I'm looking at Bitcoin still getting around 50K. That particular range would make sense to me. Because if we're bearish at this point, and we know historically Bitcoin has always made a retracement between around 70 to 80% retracement. And then if we actually do check it, I think Bitcoin peaked around 126K. So it should make sense that we should see Bitcoin around 50K. If that trend is there. But the only thing that I would say is if we get Bitcoin, because this dump just happened like a few days ago, right? That we had like probably it's a week. We had that, back to back retracement. You say in like a week or 2 weeks, we see Bitcoin around 50K. That would, to me, that would signify that we're not going to have a long bear market, right? If let's say in 2 weeks we are seeing Bitcoin at 50K, that shows me this bearish stuff is not going to be too long. But if we wait it out and let's say by August we've not really seen Bitcoin at 50K, right? But then we're still in the range of, let's say, 60, 65, 70K. Then I know that, okay, we might still encounter that 50K later down this year. So, but I don't really know when it's going to happen. But to me, it makes sense that we see Bitcoin, say, let's say 55, 54, or even 50K. So if it goes lower, fine. But if it happens faster, okay, that's great. Then we can start to consolidate and we can, start making progress. So that's the part of the market that I'm looking at. And then also I'm looking at Chromia. I think Chromia just announced a new social media platform. Is
Yeah.
I've forgotten the name, something, the Crowdbot or something, but basically an AI social media, just the social media for AI agents, basically. So that just goes to show that they are still really, really pushing this whole AI thing, robotics thing, centralized storage stuff. Also, I'm looking at the market in the direction of skills opportunity, right? Like to skill up, not only just to trade, to probably learn a skill up, approach the market from an angle of not just an investor, a trader, but also have some other forms of skills that you could leverage on in and outside a bear market or a bull market. So that's the part I'm looking at. And I'm not really putting out monies in the market currently, rather still inspecting the market and forming a strategy as the day go by.
That's actually a good approach. I think one good skill to have in the market is on-chain analysis. Because as traders and investors, it comes in very, very handy, and it's also a tradable skill. Yet I feel that is actually very good. It's really, really good for those that might be looking at something relating to that. That's a good skill to have. It helps you even with your research, and it helps you to gain like deep insights on so many protocols and tokens that you will be looking at investing. No, we're talking about this project before it dawned, LIT, Light, when it just launched, and we were like, a Light had barely 100 holders on chain, the Light token, which most persons were very much unaware of. That's lighter decks. Most persons were very much aware of, and most times it's some of these on-chain analysis that can give you this sort of information where you can know if the token is heavily centralized or not. These days, most persons gradually don't even pay attention to most of those things, especially when the market is very bearish. Most people don't even look at those things. It's only maybe when there's some form of hype that people might be paying attention to some of those details. So I encourage people to like pick up one or two skills, valuable skills though, in the market. Yeah, so briefly, we'll look at the price of gold. We'll see where it's trading. There's a trade idea that I'm expecting on gold. There's an entry which hasn't triggered. I'll share it for those that might be interested. But looking at crypto bubble, the last 24 hours, just to see what's been happening, and we can see rain. Rain is actually appreciating in value, which this is really interesting. I haven't checked. I've not checked Rain FDV recently. Probably I should check it because I recall we were telling people that they shouldn't buy it by that was November, December, because then it was still very overvalued. So I will just check it briefly to see if it's currently at a good FDV now, that it might be worth trading some money. Well, it's still over $3 billion FDV. That still seems very high. So let me share the screen. It's still at $3 billion FDV, which if you ask me, it's still too high. Market cap are at 3.6 billion. The FDV is at 12 billion. That is still high. So I won't still be touching this. I won't still be touching Rain. It's still high. If you're wondering why it is appreciating, they have a product that works. They are into the prediction market where you can create your own prediction, questions and all of those stuffs and community. So they have a good product and they're actually profitable. So they can be able to keep padding or holding the price of the token or giving back or afford to not sell tokens to run operations and those things. But from an investor's point of view, the token is still overvalued. For me, still overvalued. If you look at how long they've lasted, they haven't been around for up to a year. So it feels too risky, me jumping in at that price. So I'll just wait it out. If maybe I'm seeing it below $1 billion FDV, I can begin, and the product still works, everything is still dope. I can gradually start scaling in, but right now it feels too risky for me. Too risky for me. This is LIT, and I was just talking a few minutes ago. That's LIT. So what do you think so far, based on today is Tuesday? If you look at the last 1 week, market is still red. Do you think as we're approaching Friday, the market will be even more brutal? Or do you think this week we're just going to range?
I wouldn't be surprised about it, but I think it might be too early to call because today is just the beginning of Tuesday, right? Maybe before the end of the day, we could see some green in the market. You could see some green in the market, but I will still lean towards the market being red on Friday, right? I will still lean towards the market being red because there is nothing in the market that suggests that there's no news that suggests that we're going to get a Green Friday. And if that happens, it's not going to, in my books, it's going to be a short-lived Green Friday or even Green Saturday. All right. So basically, anyone that is trading anything in this current market should do so with a stop loss, right? Basically.
Okay, good. Before we look at the good chart, let me just answer this question. So please confirm if you check financial model of River sustainability during bear market. Okay, I don't know, maybe I don't understand the question, but personally for me, my River spot bag, I have moved my SL to $16.5. My River spot bag, I have moved for swing. It's practically for swing. It's not for long term because of market condition. So I have moved my SL to 16.5. That's what I've done for River. I'm up probably 35% or thereabouts in profits. That's just what I'm up by 35%. So right now, if it starts dropping and it's going to, by the way, it's not futures, it's spot. It starts crashing and it gets to about 16.5, takes me out. If it keeps pumping and it gets to 25, to also take me out because I use OCO to place that order. So it will still take me out basically. So that's something that I encourage other people to try to do too. You have to protect profit, you have to protect capital. So looking at gold briefly, there's something I explained. First, this is a trade idea on gold. This is a trade that I'm anticipating on gold today. So if you, just in case you're looking at taking it, my SL is at 50,096. My entry is at 50,071, and full TP is at 49,088. It's a 1 to 3.4 return trade, basically. It's a 1 to 3.4. So just in case you're interested in taking that. Just to zoom out, there was something I explained. I don't know if you guys take note of that, but I explained it for gold. That one of the best ways to trade gold is target accumulation, breakout, long or short. Accumulation, breakout, long or short. So if you see these lines that I drew here, that's just what I was targeting. You can do it on higher time frame, you can do it on lower time frame, but it's just more opportunities on lower time frame. So you can see here, it was accumulating, immediately it broke out, wait for the breakout, afterwards long. Similar thing here too, accumulation, wait for a breakout, after which you long. And a similar thing here too, accumulation, wait for breakout, after which you long. Always keep my targets the same, 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 122. The same thing, although this one is not 122 though. It's usually the same thing. So you can target it at multiple levels. The only thing you just need to be certain of is it being bullish or is it being bearish? Those are just some things you need to be certain of. Is gold being bullish or is it being bearish? Then you target that and you find those accumulation levels. And once it breaks out, you long. Remember, gold's pro trend is bullish, is being bullish. So you might want to avoid where it is being bearish. You might want to, because from what I've seen so far on gold and some back testing, most times when it is crashing, it doesn't do much of those accumulation. Most times when it's crashing, the crash is usually just straightforward and faster. It's during the pumps that you might see those accumulation levels and breakouts. That's when you might see them, and you see them more on lower time frame, basically. Okay, so let me see if there's another question before we call it a day. Please list good DEX tokens and Pancake DEX in your list. Okay, maybe that will be done tomorrow. I know I've listed this stuff on Clubhouse too, or maybe tomorrow I'll run through that. Is Asta a project you advise to accumulate long term? There's nothing wrong with accumulating Asta long term. There's literally nothing wrong with that. But just based on my own personal preference, that's why I said I wasn't yet accumulating it. Just based on personal preference. I'll prefer trading it via features rather than accumulating. So it's just, you can call it a sentimental reason. You can call it a sentimental reason. That's why I just haven't been accumulating it. Well, it'll be interesting to see Bitcoin's price action between today and tomorrow. Let's see how it plays out. It won't be bad for BTC to go above 71k and tap this level at 75k. It won't be bad actually. It won't be bad at all if we can get that. But if we don't, it'll be sad because we're going to go down faster than we ever anticipated. All right, guys. So I think that's all we'll be taking today. And I'll see you guys. The gold trade, I already dropped the gold trade. I might still share it in our TG. I might still share it there. So see you guys same time tomorrow, and bye-bye.
Bye, guys.